Hi everybody and welcome. My name is Guzman, and a couple years back, just want to jump right into it, I made a build called the Challenger. That was my PC, that was my everyday PC. I used it for gaming, video editing. So you can see the video right here for the Challenger. Watch that right there. Okay, gone. So the Challenger, it had the 3770K Intel, so I kept that the same. I changed the cooling system from whatever I had last time to, I think it was Thermaltake, to the Corsair H100i. Great cooling system. Changed the video card from a Gigabyte 680 to the MSI 980. Then I changed it up again to the Asus Strix 980 Ti, which was an awesome upgrade. This time, I'm upgrading the motherboard, processor, and video card and memory. So we went with the Gigabyte Z77X-UP5th edition. That was my old motherboard. My new motherboard, upgraded 2017, I went with this bad boy, Gigabyte's X99 Phoenix SLI. It's a G1 gaming motherboard. This will hold pretty much everything I need again, but the reason why I'm upgrading to this one, and also it's a ultra durable edition as well. You definitely want to stick with your ultra durables when you're going with the Gigabyte motherboards. They definitely last a long time because I do a lot of content. Boom, here you go. The 6800K 6-core Intel processor. It's an LG 2011, so of course I had to upgrade my motherboard. The video card went from Asus 980 Ti to the Asus 1080. Bam. Alright, so we've got 8 gigabytes of RAM, we've got your RGB lighting, everything about the Ti, or everything about the 1080 series. I'm just gonna have so much fun with this. I know the CUDA cores are gonna be a little lower than the 980, but with the 6 cores, I'm gonna balance that out. So when it comes to rendering, video editing, gonna be awesome. RAM wise, going from the Corsair Vengeance 1600 megahertz DDR3, 32 gigs, jumping up to the 2666 megahertz 32 gigs, still sticking with that because I do video editing and content and all that stuff. This is all going to be powered by the PSU. I'm not going to use some 1200 Corsair power supply. I'm actually going to use an 860 power supply, which will be fine. Moving on, Acer X34 4K monitor, 95 hertz, great monitor. I also got a Logitech webcam C920, and then of course I've got the Logitech 710 plus keyboard and the G502 mouse. So here's my build, ChallengerX, the new generation of build, and it has been a challenge and I'm loving it, enjoying it. I hope you guys like this video. Thumbs up if you do, thumbs down if you don't. Please leave a comment. So I'm excited. Let's do this. I'm Guzman. Let's get started. Alright, so at this point, I've already taken out the motherboard out of my PC. This motherboard, the new motherboard, also, let me get that in the screen there so you can see that. Beauty as it is. Here we go. I'm going to unbox this sucker right here. Gigabyte did an amazing job with the wrapping and the look of this thing. It's almost like a Star Wars thing. Wow. This has some weight in comparison to my previous motherboard. If we can get that about right there so you guys can see that. It's got some chrome, it's got some black, it's got some orange, very space age like. Lots of IOs right there, so you can see the USBs, the USB-C, the antenna, and yeah, just all the audio pieces. So here's obviously where the motherboard or the CPU is going to go. Here's where my DRAM is going to go. All of this has RGB within inside. It also has some fins in there so that the air can go through when it heats up, you know, dissipates air. Also, this has that new SSD drive, the NVMe PCIe Gen 3. So you can put one of those SSD 750s in here. So this is great. Completely impressed. This looks like a brand new car. I love this. This is my favorite. Look at that. Alright, so we got some Velcro straps here for cleaning up your cables. I'm really bad at cable management, so I do my best, but it's still not as good as some of the pros. Here's that Wi-Fi antenna I told you guys about. Extra SATA cables. These are silver, you know, I guess to match with the white. Not a big fan personally. SLI adapting cables, whatever, SLI cords, connections for your 3 video cards. So if I wanted to go 3-way on the video cards, boom, there it is. Thank you, Gigabyte, or regular SLI. So here's the back plate for the motherboard. This is for your cable management, so you can label them while you're doing your move around. Manual. This comes in extremely handy. This is not a throwaway. This is a keep it and put it in your drawer and then put the box somewhere else. Drivers, G1 Gaming. See, got a little sticker right there. I'm definitely going to be putting that tag on my PC. And then, of course, there's this new thing that they put here for the builders. It's a little attachment cartridge here. I'll open this up because I'm going to be using this. Gigabyte has come up with this little adapter thing. It's really cool. And what it is that you can connect the pins in here, and then you drop this in to the motherboard, connect that. Real simple, real easy. All right, so there you go. Got your manuals, got your driver cards. Moving on to this build, let's move forward because I've got a long night ahead of me. And again, I'll have another one for the video card. After several hours, a dinner break, or I should say, after an hour, a dinner break, and coming back, and then a couple of hours after that, I had to rethink my motherboard and case combo here. I had to rethink on the position and everything. I had 4 fans on my H100i, and realized that in the end I did need 4. 2 would do just fine for a push and pull configuration. The front fans right there are pulling in air, and the top 2 fans are pushing air out while the rear is pulling air out like an exhaust. So that's where my DIMMs are going to be, my RAM 32 gigs, and that's where my CPU is going to be. As you can see, I didn't have enough space clearance wise about right here, so I had to take off the 4 fans, and again, they weren't really doing anything either way. So I lost a couple of cables that I didn't need, got to clean up my RGB, had to redo my RGB cabling because now the RGB is connected directly to the motherboard. I've cleaned up a lot of waste that was in my computer. I got to take out a lot of dust, so I thought this was going to be a simple swap. It's not a simple swap, and that's my fault thinking that it would be. What kind of thermal paste am I going to use? We've got your Arctic Silver Grease 5. Alright, this right here, this bad boy is kind of like the generic grease that a lot of people get. This is good. It's not bad. It's your regular motor oil, I would say, or maybe a little bit better, but it's good stuff, not bad. By the way, I was in Japan last year, and I got some thermal paste at a computer store in Japan, which is kind of hard to find, believe it or not. But this is the Diamond Thermal Grease High Thermal Conductivity from Junpus, JUNPUS.com. Yes, Junpus. Man, it's really good diamond thermal grease. It kept the temperatures really cold, and you don't have to use a lot, but since this is a 6-core, I mean, I'm not saying that because I'm going to use a lot, but I am going to use a little bit more because this is a bigger processor, larger processor, I should say. but like they said, too little is not good. Too much is, you know, you don't want to put it, you don't want to have it spread all over the place. I love this case. I don't want to change this case. This case is extremely simple and does this awesome thing that I think is innovative and intelligent, and I want to kiss the designer of this case, because this right here is the best thing you could ever do. All right, you know, look, there's no bulk, there's no nothing. It's flat, it's clean. Look at that. You can't see all that chicken McNasty on the other side. No, why? Because it's hidden behind all of that. That looks like a pro, a semi-pro, a guy that sort of knows what he's doing, did it. Alright, so now we come to the next important part, which is the video card. So I took it out of the box because this is a hassle to get out. So it's a GeForce GTX 1080, comes with a free game that is not really free. It's the World of Warships, which, by the way, you can get that online for free. This other box that had some really cool manual. It had the manual, it had the free game. So here is the power cables. These are the cabling Velcro straps that are Asus Republic of Gaming that I'm super stoked about. Here is the driver disc, which probably comes with some software as well, but remember to always download your drivers from online to get the latest and updated version. Boom, there you go, inside the box in this static free thing. There it is, brand new, straight out of the box. Check that out. Look at those fans. Those fans look awesome. I love that look. That little Asus insignia looks awesome. This is definitely premium. Definitely, look at that look. It's like a Batman/Tron look. Alright guys, so here it is, the inside of my PC. You're looking at it right now. So the build took all night. Once I plugged everything in, I did it, you know, safely, turned everything on, only had the keyboard and mouse and the power supply, and I had an UPS. Windows immediately locked onto the motherboard and started noticing that it was a different motherboard. So it started updating and analyzing. I didn't freak out. I took a breath. I stepped away for a minute. Literally about 5 minutes later, this pops up, and on the right hand side, on the bottom corner where my face is, if you see that part, it said, you know, Windows is not activated, go to your settings. I went to the settings, I went to activation. It asked me for my PIN. Typed in my PIN, boom, activated my Windows 10, and I'm back in business. The only thing that gave me a little bit of a hiccup is the motherboard BIOS. Gigabyte, I love their new BIOS. It looks nice. The software that comes with the Gigabyte motherboard, it's a little buggy. It took most of the day to get all the BIOS update because the software wasn't working right. It didn't want to connect. Today, I benchmarked it. And do I have my comparison up? Yes, I do. So I'm going to show you guys the comparison real quick. Put it right in the middle. Boom, there you go. Here is the comparison going from a quad core to a 6 core. At base clock, right now I have it at 4.0, but at base clock, I'm already at let's say combined test score of 13.2% increase. All right, I went from 11 frames to 12 frames on this benchmark, all right, on Fire Strike. So, and you can see on the scores here, if you ever do 3D Mark, this is incredible. My physics, this is where I think is really incredible. My physics test, 34.18 frames per second, which is not bad for a 980 Ti with the 3770K, but I went up to a 56.39 frames per second, which is a 65% increase. And then with graphics test 1 and 2, you can see it right there. I went from 26 to 29, 16 to 19, so 13 and 15% increase. Again, physics score, 65% way up there. Graphics score, I went up 14%. Cinebench is another tool that you can bench your computer to see how your CPU and your GPU runs. When I had the 3770, all right, I had a score of 662, which was not bad. And this is a rendering score on how long it took, which is really interesting. And here's cool. While I'm recording right now, I'm actually going to do a benchmark, and we're going to see what we make. And you're going to see in real time. Here is the rendering. 6-core, 32 gigabytes RAM, 1080 video card. Here's the benchmark, Cinebench R15, and you can see it's rendering that without a problem. It's just, yeah, let's do the circles, let's render these weird gray balls and everything, and like it's Christmas. And let me tell you, it was a long night, but I did have fun in the end. There it is. That's the proof that I was trying to show. All right, so originally I guess I had 1140. Now I have an 1161. This is just amazing, simply amazing. So here you go. There are the specs right there. All right, guys, so it's been a long night. It's been a long couple of days, a day and a half basically, and the build is over. ChallengerX build is done. If you like this video, please thumbs up. If you didn't, thumbs down. Leave a comment. All your comments are greatly appreciated. If you want to email me, please leave a comment so that I can answer any questions that you may have about your build. I'm not an affiliate with anybody, so I don't get a kickback. This is literally all for you guys, so you guys can check it out, see it, leave me some comments. You know what? Even what are you doing with your build? Did this help you? Let me know if this helped you. Thanks again. Thumbs up if you like it. Thumbs down if you don't. See ya. And it's all about a G thing. I'm loving it. 2017.